This is not driving with idiots, but this is proof of concept. This is just to demonstrate how things work. As you have seen on the first edition, we've had some technical difficulties. It was just an overview. This next one, the one after that, had to do with your ideas, what you can do with it. We covered the ability for a chiropractor to actually promote their own product, but they could also talk about how they could actually bring more people in to talk about their product. Their product is a service. The service is the musculoskeletal system, realigning the body. Now, in particular, after an accident. And as you know, well, to bring to mind, you may actually not realize that one accident triggers 8 to 12 industries. For example, after the police come, the tow truck comes. The tow truck industry is a very aggressive advertiser, which brings us to this particular show. It's Show Me the Money. So the tow truck drivers are very aggressive advertisers. After the tow truck takes your car to the body shop is related to that accident because they're the ones who are going to put it back together. Now, if the body of your car is cracked, chances are your own body is cracked as well. That's where a chiropractor comes into play. And my little daughter says crackter when she was just this big. All right. Now, while you are waiting for your car to be repaired, how do you get around? Well, you take Uber or Lyft. That's a rideshare industry. Or you can simply rent a car. Of course, you've got really good friends. You can borrow their car. But you could rent a car. Rent-a-car industry is very aggressive with advertising. Now, also, I see a few people have joined us in line. I see 2 people in line. One is Kat Stewart and one is Heather. All right, guys, thanks for coming. And there will be other. Oh, okay, we got a couple more people came in line. Just hang on. I'm going to continue to go through this entire thing for those who don't know how the car industry, how one accident triggers 8 to 12 industries. Okay, so you have the police that comes, the tow truck drivers. Tow trucks take your car to a body shop. Body shop repairs it. While you're waiting for your car to be repaired, you could take Uber, Lyft, or any rideshare service, taxis, and you could also rent a car. Very aggressive advertisers. Also, if your car was cracked, maybe your own body was cracked. So chiropractors always say, don't rely on the pain to tell you that something is wrong. Come on in and get us checked. If you have insurance, I recommend you do that for one reason. I was rear-ended several years ago. I had my family in the car. Not the whole family, obviously, but I had children in the car. My 11-year-old at the time, 10-year-old, we thought nothing was wrong. You know, in the back of your neck, it's supposed to be curved towards the front of your body, where hers was curved towards the back of her body. She had no pain. Well, took her to the chiropractor, and he noticed there was a problem. So my insurance covered that. Speaking of an accident, now you certainly will engage with your insurance company. Your insurance company should cover the accident, or the ones at fault should cover the accident. By the way, did you know that 37% of everyone who gets in an accident actually is shopping for new insurance quotes within 6 weeks? This is a great place, a platform where insurance agents could hang out and actually get those quotes. And thank you, Robin, for joining the show. We'll bring you on in a minute. Also, you actually have plenty of other industries that are related. Okay, let's say you get your car back. Well, before you get your car back, you're going to have auto parts. Auto parts, another huge industry, very aggressive advertisers. And again, this episode is about Show Me the Money, how to use the platform to make money from it. All right. Now, you get your car back and you don't like it. Well, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Let's go ahead and sell it ourselves. Well, if you're not in the business of selling cars, you're going to need to place it somewhere. 360automarket.com has a classified section where you could actually go and sell your car there, place your car for sale. Yelp, being the #1 directory, does not have a place for an individual to go place it to go and sell their car. All right. So also, if you don't like it, maybe you want to trade it in. There's plenty of used car dealers, new car dealers, and the like. But anyway, 360automarket.com is 360 degrees of the automotive industry. It's not just about the vehicle itself, though. It's about those conversations in the car. It's about those things that happen in the car. Now, this brings me to my next point. We have a talk show called Driving with Idiots. You want to see one, but never be one. Okay. With Driving with Idiots, it's instructive. So, I'm not a comedian. I'm not funny. People laugh at me when I'm not trying to be funny. And when I try to be funny, crickets. Now, so what I decided to do was to simply have talk show hosts, all right? We can talk about the experience, where you're going to eat, where you get your car from, all the conversations with entertainment, politics, sports, religion, news, traffic, weather, all that stuff is talked about inside vehicles. I got my phone on silent, and if you're coming on stage, you might want to do yours as well. All right. We want to talk about everything. So it's about the driving experience and not just about the car. All right. We got Driving with Idiots coming up on the 24th. Here's how it goes. I chose two comedians who have great experience. And one of them is joining us today. Her name is Kat Stewart. And we're going to bring her on stage and just to kind of introduce everyone. And she's someone who's going to interview those who would like to be the host and co-host for season 2, episode 1. So season 1, episode 1 is an entire interview process. This interview process, comedians are going to interview comedians. I mean, what could go wrong? So we're going to have comedians interview comedians. Everything's going to be live and viewable without limitation. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is, all righty, I'm looking at the producer end of the platform. The platform has a few unique features. You guys have heard radio. Radio, you have people coming on the show, going off the show. You have 1, 2, or 3 people yucking it up, and they're discussing various topics. And so I decided, well, why not add video to the audio and let the crowd source its content? All right. So this is why the proof of concept is here. All right. We're going to bring a few people on right now. I tell you what, let's see. Let me bring Let's bring Kat Stewart on. And we are there bringing her on. And let me send her to the stage. She waited in line. We could have up to 50 people in line waiting to come on the stage. All right. And we see the countdown. Kat Stewart, welcome to Proof of Concept. How are you today?
I'm great. You know, we're two or more gathered. It's a party. So let's get this party started.
All right. That's Kat Stewart. Kat, listen, I found you on a great place called Backstage. And you have been chosen several weeks ago as one of those who are going to interview, all right, the comedians. And tell us a snapshot about your experience as an actor, comedian, host, singer, whatever else you do. Just tell everybody, what do you do?
Well, actually, usually when I start to tell people what I do, they normally say, well, what don't you do? So it's hard to know where to start. I've been in entertainment literally since I was 3 years old.
Okay.
I started out in pageants, doing modeling. I started out in acting in elementary school, doing theater. So I just love all things entertainment, modeling, acting, hosting. I do graphics, photography, videography, you name it. I do it all. That's why my company is Nonstop Entertainment, because I am nonstop.
All right. You mentioned a company, Nonstop Entertainment. You're coming on here as a volunteer basis. Why don't you give us your shameless plug about your company? How can people reach you?
Well, if you're on Facebook, it's Katina Kat Stewart. It's with a C. If you're on Instagram, it's Nonstop Cat. You can always go to my website, nonstop-ent.com. And the motto of my company is what you heard me say in the very beginning. Where two or more are gathered, it's a party. And I'm a Gemini, so it's always a party with me, baby.
All right. All righty. Now, we had a chance to hear a little bit from you. What I'd like to ask you to do, technology-wise, I've been working on this for 4 years, this entire platform.
Amazing.
Some things have worked, some things have not. One of the things that's not working is to be able to send you back to the line.
Okay.
Right? I'd like you to go back to the line. I'm going to give you a link to come on stage, okay?
Okay.
All right, we're going to bring up next. Let's see. I'll tell you what, stay right there. Let me see how this is going to work here. All right, we got Heather. All righty, Heather. Let's see. All right, there we go. And we got Heather counting down at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
And let's see. Heather, welcome to Proof of Concept, episode 4. How are you today?
I'm excellent, Eric. How are you?
I'm good. Your audio's great, video's great. We heard a little bit from Kat Stewart or Katina. She has her own company. Can you just share with the viewing audience just what you do and how we may reach you?
Wow. Okay. I actually have my own company too. It's called Chameleon Creative. Kind of encompasses everything that I do, because I do everything from cake decorating to acting to promotional modeling, do a little radio work, to painting. Yeah.
All right. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
You said cake decorating?
Yes.
All right. So if you were showing some of your skills, do you perform while decorating a cake?
I haven't, but I certainly could.
Oh, that sounds interesting. All right. Tell the viewing audience how they can reach you, your business.
You can reach me on Instagram. I'm Daydream Achiever 19.
I like that. I like that. Daydream Achiever 19 on Instagram. Okay. All right. So Heather is one of the applicants who would like to be the host or co-host for Driving with Idiots. And of course, I always follow it up. You want to see one, but never be one. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see. I see Robin Matthews. Okay, all right. Robin was also on the show last week, and let's bring Robin on. All right, we're going to go here. All right, in a private call with Robin. Now, let's send Robin to the stage, and that should take Heather back in line. There we go. All right, that's great. It's working just as it's supposed to. All right, here we go. Robin Matthews, welcome to the 4th episode of Proof of Concept.
Glad to be here.
Robin, how have we met?
Well, we met on, I've actually met on Backstage.
Backstage. So you're on Backstage as well.
I am.
Robin is one of the applicants as well. Can you actually share with the viewing audience a snapshot of your skills?
A snapshot of my skills. Well, let's see. I got on Backstage just to do, get into some acting and to do some guest hosts and hosting on some shows, and worked on some trying to do some voiceover work, getting back into the business after 30 years as a firefighter and paramedic. So I'm kind of getting my feet wet in this business all over again. And I've been working on a bunch of voices, some old voices, old folks, some little kids, because the range I have is a little different. So I'm looking to try and get into it again. Did a lot of time. I sound like a criminal. I've had some fun doing some hosting, some karaoke shows in the past, some trivia shows in the past. And now that I'm back here and I'm in Atlanta, trying to get myself started with it. So I've got some voiceover. I've got some voices and some characters that I work with. One of them is an old man who reminded me of my granddad. Back in the day, we had get off my lawn. Go. Don't make me come down them stairs. So, like I said, that was one of my favorites. Is I look for characters that remind me of folks from back home.
All right. So we just had Kat just rejoin us here. Kat, how's your audio, Kat?
My audio is great.
Video's good. Okay, you're on with Robin Matthews here, and he was just sharing with us a little bit about what he does. So, Robin, can you share with the viewing audience just how, if they want to hire you, how may they reach you?
Oh, they can reach me on Backstage. You can look for me out there. It's Robin Matthews 86 on Backstage. I have a Facebook page, which is Robin Matthews 86 at Facebook. And at this point, that's the two that I'm getting started with, since I'm kind of just getting my feet wet back in the business. But they can reach me for hosting, and I can host karaoke shows. I've been singing since I was about yay high, which, well, it's not much from where I was before. So, I was 8, 9, 10 years old when I got started in the business, and then I kind of grew up and had to do the adult thing, raise children, get a real job. So now we're doing the going back to doing what we used to love to do. So they can certainly reach me on Facebook, and they can look at my page on Instagram. That again is Robin Matthews 86. And right. I'm looking to get into doing some voiceover work as well. Like I said, I have a ton of different character voices I can do for you.
All right.
Working on some accents as well. So
we're gonna let you show off a little bit here later on. Let's go ahead and Heather, I sent you a link. Can you go ahead and come on stage with us? And we actually have, and we're testing the capacity right now of the platform. And let's see. Okay, I tell you what. Let's Robin, I'm going to send you back in line.
Okay.
I'm going to send you a link. Well, I tell you what. Let's see here. I'm going to send you back in line. I'm going to send you a link to come on stage, okay?
Okay.
All right, stand by. All right, now we have the countdown here, and we're going to bring Heather on. All right, Heather. All right, how you doing, Heather? Welcome back.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Kat.
All right, glad you guys can meet. All right, so stand by. Well, I just discovered something about a link that disappeared. So if you can hold on, Robin, hold on. I'm going to bring all four of us are going to be on the screen in just a second here. Hold on. Let me go back.
I still see you, but I don't see him.
But it's still a party, right?
It's still a party. Party out here. Ooh.
Thanks for the follow. Now I got to actually.
Cool.
All right.
Yes, my Instagram profile picture is rather adult.
Well, I got to get more like my food stuff on there because you can find me on Backstage, but I just didn't think of that off the top of my head. Most of my social media is private, but now you have my Instagram.
Good.
Hold on just 1 second, guys. All righty. Let me get Robin back on it. Okay. Kat.
Yes.
You came on. You're in the host spot.
Okay.
All righty. And I need to send. Okay. All righty. Yeah, just hang on 1 second. I'm going to send Robin. Okay, got it here. All right. Listen, why don't you guys share your skills? And we're going to talk about money. But lately in the news, there was an attack on an oil refinery. All right. That is going to affect a lot of things. Prices. We're talking about money. So it's going to affect the price of gas eventually. All right. So you guys chat about, give me about 30 seconds. I'm going to get this link over to Robin. And let's share your skills a little bit about the gas prices, waiting in line. Share some of y'all experiences of waiting in line at the gas pump. If you have any stories that have happened to you in the past, have you ever driven off with the gas nozzle stuck in there, or know anyone who does?
I have not. I've seen it happen.
All right, so you guys chat about it. I'm going to disappear just for 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to date myself. My first memory of being stuck in line was with my parents in the late 70s during that gas crisis.
Yeah, we've had one here in Georgia, I guess within like the last 10 years where people were just waiting in line for gas. I guess fortunately and unfortunately, the creator is really good because at the time I was actually on disability and I wasn't able to leave the house. So I didn't have to experience the long lines of waiting. But I know plenty of people that actually got stuck on the side of the road because they ran out of gas trying to get it. I mean, it was over $4 a gallon. If we go there again, that could just really ruin the economy. It's just now starting to, be on the upswing. But $4 a gallon of gas when people are only making $7, $8 an hour, it's just no brainer.
Well, I'm really lucky. I just bought a hybrid 2 weeks ago. So
whoa,
yeah, good timing. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't pass by that too fast. You bought a hybrid. Tell us, what is a hybrid first?
Well, mine is a Lexus UX 250 HD, and it goes back and forth between gas and electric, and it's actually it's like self-regenerating. I'm still learning about it. My husband picked it out because I was complaining about the Infinity. First world problems. I wound up with a Lexus.
Yeah.
I'm in love with.
Oh, poor you.
I know. It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, I know.
All right.
Hi, Robin.
All right, good.
Hi, Robin.
All right, we got capacity. Hold that story just 1 second, Heather. All right, Robin, audio's good?
Check 1, 2. I can hear everybody loud and clear.
All right, video's good?
Video looks good. I can see a bunch of smiling faces. You
All
got
right.
some shine up here, Eric. You got to put the counter,
It took a minute to get it to shine like that. Not everybody can shine, All right, so here's what we got. Heather's sharing us her story about her new hybrid and the gasoline. Did you hear all that while waiting in line?
I did, actually.
Okay, good. And everything's working according to plan. All right, hold that thought. Heather, Tell us your story.
Well, the cool thing with this is I don't have to plug it in. It's regenerative, and I'm still learning exactly how that works, but it's amazing.
Step on the brake and it actually charges the battery.
Exactly. Yes.
Interesting.
We love it. Yeah, we bought it like 2 weeks ago. We put gas in it then, and the needle hasn't budged.
Whoa, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Kat, Kat, sounds like that's an epiphany over here.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the question is, what's the starting range for that kind of vehicle?
What do you mean starting range?
Price wise. Show me the money.
Oh. I don't know.
See, that's why it's good to have a husband, because they just do
That's
these things.
what's up.
He's a pilot. He's out making the real money. I think I started between 30 and 40. It was like the low end Lexus.
Not
One of
bad.
the first things you see when you come in the door.
Okay. All right. All right. Listen, if are there any sales reps listening and viewing right now, listen, get in line. We're going to give you a free plug. Okay. All right. All right. So, Kat,
Yes.
tell. We're going to come back to you in a second, Heather. Kat, tell us your story, and just really, how is this affecting or could affect oil prices?
With the issues over in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Honestly, I'm afraid that it could affect more than gas prices. It could basically affect the world politics behind all of the gas as well, because there's a lot of finger pointing going on right now. Who exactly, was responsible for the blast? And, you start accusing the wrong people and they're not feeling that, then what else can happen? What other kind of attacks could occur? It could become a snowball effect.
Robin?
And I know I personally,
Yes.
thank goodness that I work from home, so I'm not paying $4 a gallon for gas.
Okay. All right. We got.
Well, I know a lot of industries are going to get affected by it, and it's kind of one of those snowball effects that we're going to see. It's really going to be an interesting issue. At one point, my business as a firefighter, we get our oil and diesel fuel and everything else just like everyone else does from somewhere else. When they have to charge the service more money, we have to charge more money, and we have to try and come up with more funds from the coffers to help pay for it all. So
one thing is affecting another.
it's going to have a snowball effect. I agree. It's just going to, hopefully they'll get a way to stop it before it does get any worse. And
Well, we've heard that Heather really is not going to be affected by this. 2 weeks, full tank.
And I found the
not
starting
affected. We
Starting
have.
price is $32,150.
that's good.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a very good
Yeah.
effective price. Now you look at cars like Tesla. They're working their best. They're doing their best to try and get a cheaper model. And by cheaper, I don't mean cheaper made, but less cost to the consumer. Tesla's got a very beautiful car, runs great. It has no gas, but it's expensive. And so until they get to a point where the average Joe, and I'll stand up for the average Joe, your firemen, your paramedics, your construction workers, until they come up with something that is cheaper, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for those folks. Then people try and go, oh, but that's a great deal. If you've got a vehicle that costs you $58,000, you spend your whole time and your whole life paying for a vehicle, it's just not going to be cost effective. So the fact that you you said a Lexus?
It's a Lexus.
It's a hybrid for
It
32.
UX 200 starts at 32,000. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Here's a thought for you. I'm actually a retired firefighter. I know, totally wrong.
There's nothing wrong with it.
What
I
do you
haven't
think?
retired yet. I still do it full time. That's my full time job. So
I'm jealous. I broke myself. But
well.
anyway, what do you think the odds are of creating a regenerative fire truck that could actually regenerate that like drinking pumps or something? Imagine that.
Hold on. Before you asking that, Robin,
Sure.
Kat,
Yes.
you're not a firefighter. Answer
No,
answer Heather's question.
I usually start the fire when I come in.
Hey,
Ah,
there you go.
I'll be your alibi.
That's what's up. All right, Robin, go ahead. You jumping in.
A regenerative fire truck. Well, they've talked about right now they're out there and you can see in the market you have sanitation trucks and some construction trucks that run on natural gas and compressed gas. Buses, there's buses all over Atlanta that run with a propane, big tanks in the back. And that works great. The problem with the regenerative system for electricity, something that big, it's going to take a lot of battery power and a lot of battery space. There's not a lot of space in a fire truck for extra stuff when you put water and tools and people in it.
Yes.
So even our MARTA system, our MARTA train is electric. The whole system is electric. But if you could see the size of the batteries that are under the train, you would understand why it would never be. The concept is great, and maybe one day it'll happen. But until they find a way to make batteries smaller for the same amount of energy.
So you said
Did you hear about what happened with Marta last night? Speaking of electric.
no. What happened?
What happened last night?
Well, yesterday was the first home game for the Falcons and the Phillies. The Falcons won, rise up.
All right.
But someone hit a transformer into Cobb County. And so the train stopped running from like Avondale all the way to Indian Creek. And so they had to bus the people past 4 train stations and stop at every station on the way there.
All right. Well, breaking news from Katina.
Yeah, a friend of mine got stuck in all of that melee. It was like 2:30 by the time he got home. In the morning.
Wow.
In the morning.
Well, I got lucky enough. I don't work out at that fire station, not that in that area anymore. I work for DeKalb County. I work out there. I hang out in that neck of the woods, and so we've got 3 or 4 train stations that run through there. It can be a mess. So,
all right. Now, what I like to do is pivot here. Heather, Kat, Robin. All right. We've got 4 people on the stage right now. Someone's trying to get in line. Now, what happens is when we run the show, Driving with Idiots, there's a static 3 individuals on stage. And the 4th position is a constant rotating in and out. So that's how it goes. What I'm going to do is have them hold and wait a little bit because I like you 4 right here. And we're going to we'll chat about a few other things. Now, from my end, we've got a technology thing here. All right. Those with Androids, like Kat, you had breaking news. Those who have Androids do not need to have the app to come on stage, to get in line and come on and have this interactive video. Apple was a little slow in allowing some technology to release. So now what we have is actually an app in the App Store, and the video piece is being connected as we speak. All right. So, all right. So the video is being connected as we speak. Excuse me, guys. I'm so used to looking down and checking text messages.
That's okay. Busy people understand people are busy.
It's all silent, but the screen lights up. I'm turning it.
So many things to do, so little faces. I know eyes are here.
All right. So what we have is the app by the end of this month is going to be fully tested and functional. The prototype of the interaction I'll see tomorrow. So that means that those who have an Android and an iOS device could actually live broadcast from anywhere at any time. So Kat, you had a story last night. If there was a talk show going on at that time, you would be able to enter that show or get in line, and you will be able to live broadcast the exact happenings right there. If that was Robin, if you were there, you would like, okay, we have a breaking story. the police chase just ended, and it didn't end well for the two, that the Bonnie and Clyde, who were trying to get away. I'm on my way there now. I just pulled up, or whatever it is. You guys stay tuned. We're going to help these people. All right. So I don't know if you permissible to do that. However, the whole platform is crowdsourced information. Let the crowd source its content. Think about it. You go anywhere in Atlanta, anywhere really in the world, but anywhere in Atlanta, you actually have hundreds to thousands of cameras right there. So
Yeah, you can't hide from Big Brother anymore.
no, it's right there. All right. So this episode is episode 4, proof of concept, show me the money. And we're going to test you guys' skills. I need to play a little pretend here. I'm going left to right. Heather, you own a car wash. All right.
Okay.
And you'd like to come on the show and give us a commercial for the car wash. All right. Kat,
Yes.
you are a dealer of cars, trucks,
Okay.
vans, motorcycles, but everything you deal is used.
Okay.
Okay. Robin,
Yes.
you are a tow truck driver. You're Bubba. All right. You're a tow truck driver. All right. So I'm running the show called Driving with Idiots. You want to see one.
But never be one.
All right. See one, but never be one. So the thing is, we're going to go to a commercial break. And I want you guys to show your skills. Also, I'd like you guys to just kind of, let it flow. All right. Up next, we're going to commercial break. We have the tow truck driver. Tows are us. Tell us. Welcome to drivingwithidiots.com. You want to see one, but never be one. What are you towing today?
Oh, behind me, I got me this here, this old pickup truck that, well, it looks really good. Basically, we're going to take it into the shop. The gentleman who owned the pickup truck said, listen, I'm going to rebuild it. It was an old El Camino. I want to make it a new El Camino. So my service, I have a flatbed. We put it on the back of our flatbed, and we're going to take it down to his shop. And he's going to do it. He's going to take a couple years. But right now, it's in grass that's knee deep. So we got to get it out of the grass to begin with. And once we get out of the grass, we're going to take it and tow it to his shop. And we'll take it from there and see how well he does. Stick around, because we'll have a chance next week as he starts tearing it apart. We're going to go in there with him and take a look at it.
Now, we heard your name is Tow Mater. Is that for real?
That's what they call me in the business. That's right. I'm Tow Mater. I'm Thomas Matthews Johnson, but they all call me Tow Mater.
All right. We're going back to the left. Kat, what are you selling today?
I'm selling everything that you need to get on out there and have a good time. I've got cars. I've got trucks. I've got bikes. I've got boats. I've got jet skis. And the best part is, they're all used, so somebody else has already paid all the money. So come on down and get your discount. You can pull it, push it, drag it, whatever you got there, so just bring it on in. Because I'm Kat. I got you.
All right. Well, hold up. You're saying everything you have is used?
Everything I have is used. We've let somebody else spend all the money. We got great deals. You just come on down, bring a friend with you, pull a friend, drag a friend. It don't matter, because I got something for everybody, I
tell you what, hold that thought, and thank you for the check. We're going over to Heather right here. Heather, what you be selling?
What I'm selling is not just a car wash. This is for all you moms and dads who are out with the kids, couldn't find childcare, got to run errands, and the kids are being annoying. You want something a treat for them. You get to bring them to my car wash. The kids get to pick the colors. They choose all the different features to make it fun for them to go through the car wash. You can customize it for them. So they'll be begging to go. So when they act up in the grocery store, say, keep it up. You're not going to the car wash.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, yeah. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. All right. Now, you guys hold that position. You guys are quite entertaining. on the spot. Robin, I know you have voices. All right. Do you? All right. We're not going to ask you if you hear voices. Kat, do you
Every
have,
day there's one day.
Kat, do you have a set of voices you roll out as well?
Well, this is Billy Joe Jim Bob, and I'm down here at the racetrack. We're about to go on and get it in for the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yeah.
All right, Heather, do you have what is it called? I'm not from your industry. What is it called when you actually have the imitating voice? I could do a few as well, but
Like if you're doing voiceover, or
is the voice of Robin? What's it called?
Voice. Well, if you do someone of fame, Trump,
Be careful.
President Reagan, someone of everybody's like, what? If you do impersonations of people, then it comes in as a voice impersonator. Voiceover is basically you're taking your own character and turning it into something of value, of comedic fame. When you look at some of the actors that have been out there doing, I got a bobble here. When you look at some of the actors who do animation and they get their start being a comedian per se, and then all of a sudden they turn into being this amazing voice actor. It's different. Voiceover versus impersonation. I know a lot of people who can do Clint Eastwood's, and they can do De Niro, and they can do Pacino, and they can do acting voices like that.
Okay.
I would love to be able to do that. Not yet. We're working on it.
Okay. All right. We got it. This is Proof of Concept, episode 4. We're leading up to Driving with Idiots, and also drivingwithidiots.com is just a redirect in there. I'm so used to saying that. So what's happening is on September 24th this year, we're going to have comedians interview comedians for the position of host, co-host for drivingwithidiots.com. Now, as you see, the producer, I'm in the producer slot. That's the 3rd slot. Now, what I'd like to do is be able to turn the controls over to someone to run the producer spot as well. And my non-skills would just fade into the background. So we're looking pretty much, I'd like to have 3 individuals on stage at all time as you interview. You guys, you could attack them like bees. You could boost them up, no matter whatever it is. So it's up to you guys to actually do it. All right. Now, making money with the platform is primarily 2 ways. One, you get on here and you have an infomercial. You create your own platform. Those guys are listening from Cox or anywhere else. You guys get your platform and you actually share with the viewing audience in an unlimited way. You share with the viewing audience what it is you do, what you sell, how you do it better than the competition, faster, smaller, bigger, whatever it is. And the second way is that this is where the new revenue comes in. Those who actually are related or even not related, those who want to actually get their message out to your viewing audience, they could actually pay you and you can say, thank you for the check. All right. Those are the primary ways. Another way is to reduce expenses, which is not a revenue stream, but reducing expenses is just as related to making money. All right. Now, Kat.
Yes.
When it comes to you as interviewing the applicants,
Mm-hmm.
what is, they're looking for a job to be the host. What is your favorite question whenever you interview someone for a job?
Why do you want to do what you do?
All right, Heather, if you want to be the host or co-host, tell us. Can you answer that question? I'm just off the fly. You guys are professionals, you're comedians, you're stand-up, so let's hear it.
I want to do it because I enjoy engaging with people. I love being live. Some people take it as pressure. I enjoy it, and I like that it's a family-friendly show, and that we're here to be funny. There's way too much negativity in the media in the world right now, and I think it's a great opportunity to engage in a positive way.
All right, Robin, you're on. Can you answer Kat's question?
Why do I want this job? Because I broke. No, actually, I'm kind of in the same line with Heather. I love to entertain. I love to be in front of people and perform. I've been doing it for a long time. Started when I was young, so I'm looking forward to get out there and make people laugh. There was a quote from an old movie: "My whole purpose in life is to make people laugh." And if any of you guys can remember where that came from, there's a steak dinner sitting at. I see nobody knows. See? Aha!
All right, it was the answer.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, is getting the chance to be able to be out there and make people laugh.
All right. So, Kat, let me ask you this: you were chosen to interview along with Mr. Oh, dude, I forgot his last name. I'm so
Short.
Mr. Short. This was not a mandatory appearance for Mr. Short, so but he will be interviewing, and we'll be doing a lot of show prep. Can you answer your own question, Kat?
I can. I just like to have all eyes on me at all times.
Well, there you go. All right, listen, where we're rolling to next. We're going to do, at the end of every show, we want to do two things. One, we want to give people to let out some of the steam from driving. All right. We want to hear some road rage rants. And two, we're going to go live to a company that actually rescues pets. And we're going to ask everybody to please donate, but we may not even get to that. We have less than 14 minutes. I like to hear some road rage rants. Heather, what's your pet peeve?
I want to ask Robin a quick question. Was it Eddie or Roger that said that? Robin?
I'm sorry, who?
Was it Eddie?
Oh, that's not fair. You looked it up on the internet.
I totally Googled it.
It was Roger. And Eric's sitting there going, "What the hell are they talking
That was
about?"
my first date.
Oh my! You went and saw Who Framed Roger Rabbit as a first date?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How romantic!
I
It was
can't
a
tell you
great.
the
It
name
was
of
a.
the movie I saw on my first date.
What's that?
I can't tell you the name of the movie I saw on my first date. This is a family-friendly show.
There you go. See, so Eric, perfect example. You've got a chance for everybody who's in this to pull up something off the internet, and now they found the answer. You are correct. It was Roger Rabbit when the detective said, "You killed someone so-and-so," and he said, "My whole purpose in life is to make people laugh." That's what we're looking for. So.
All right. So Heather had a question for you. Robin, you drive around Atlanta all the time. Spaghetti Junction. Are you familiar with that? Oh, I know. That new construction on the north side of 285. Okay. Getting off at Ashford Dunwoody. You know. All right. Listen. What's your pet peeve in driving? What's your number one pet peeve in driving?
Wow. There's so many. I guess it depends on what aspect we're looking at. I know poor Kat said, "Really?" Yeah, there's a lot. In my business, in my profession, it's people not getting out of the way when we're hauling butt down the road. Lights and sirens are blaring, and we're coming into a dead stop. And nobody wants to move. There are so many people that either they don't know because they haven't been here before, or they forgot. Most of the time, everybody's supposed to pull to the right, and they don't.
They panic.
Are they just going to stop? No, you want to stop. But there have been. I wish I could throw the clip out there to you guys, and maybe I'll get it to Eric so he can look at it. There was a fire department out in South Carolina that did a infomercial. It was like a 2-second, 30-second infomercial, and they're cruising down the road, and there's a guy. It's a whole idea. The whole concept was pull to the right. And I think that's one of the biggest pet peeves I see in Atlanta. Some places they get out of your way, but around here, 285.
All right, Robin, what we're going to do, we'll do a public service announcement, speak with the captain, and we'll start doing some public service announcements about that. Kat, texting while driving. Has the law helped at all?
Are we speaking on the record or off the record? I don't think that it's really helped at all because I see plenty of people still on their phone. And another issue with the phones, I think that's a pet peeve of mine, is people having earbuds in both ears, which is actually against the law, if I recall. And so I wonder if that relates to people not getting out of the way for the emergency vehicles because maybe they don't hear them.
Heather, you're nodding your head. Yeah, chime in.
Oh, yeah, people just have the music turned up, and I mean, they've killed firefighters, T-boning trucks.
I'll tell you, the auto industry has been the EMS and fire service biggest enemy. And I love cars, I love trucks, motorcycles. But what's the biggest thing they brag about with new vehicles?
Wi-Fi.
No, not so much. It's quiet. You can't hear the road noise. Well, guess what? If you can't hear the road noise, you can't hear my noise.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest things. And so they've had some new inventions that have come out that have changed that. How many of you guys been cruising down into Marietta Street on a Saturday night, and all you hear is boom, 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 boom?
Yeah.
No.
Guess what?
What is that?
The fire trucks and the battalion trucks and all those vehicles, they have created a new sound system that works the same way somebody's big old woofer and tweeter works on their car. In other words, now they've got a low frequency that actually rumbles the vehicle. And let me tell you something, when the thing pulls in behind you and you hear this thing come up and all of a sudden they put that rumbler on, and that's what it's called a rumbler, it literally shakes your car, and it'll catch your attention, because a lot of times when you hear that,
like that,
guess what? People start toning that noise out.
Mm-hmm.
Just tone it out.
And depending on your age, you just might not hear it.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Listen, I want to hear you guys kind of talk about the pet peeves of driving. We always discuss it at the last 15 minutes or so of Driving with Idiots, C1.
But never be one.
All right. So what we're going to do a 3-minute free for all. I'd like to see how you guys interact with each other. All right. Heather, kick it off.
I'm going to throw in my pet peeve, which is the scooters. They're a menace.
Oh,
They're everywhere.
They are. I had a young lady on one coming at me in the lane, almost hit my car as I was turning. My new car. I'm like, this is not going to go well. Like they'll come at you on the sidewalk. They come at you in the road.
Oh, you're talking about the little stand-up scooters.
Oh, yeah.
The little sun-powered, solar-powered, pick them up, drop them off. Oh, yeah. Those are
leave them anywhere, ditch them in the bushes. Yeah.
I was setting up for the One Music Fest at Centennial Park, and they've got signs posted everywhere. No electronic scooters. Well, what are people doing? Riding around on the scooters.
Yep.
So I see this guy. He's coming flying down the hill. He hits the sidewalk. I said, see, that's why there's a sign that says no electronic scooters.
exactly.
And so I took it upon myself. Every time I saw someone on a scooter, I was like, ooh, you better be careful. Security's going to come and they're going to give you a ticket.
We were joking about having spike strips installed in the sidewalk because I live in Midtown, so they are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Remote control spike strips. You see one.
There you go. That'll work.
Turn the corner because they've left them like halfway on the corner and halfway in the street.
Mhm.
So you got to be careful not to run over
That
it.
just makes me want a monster truck. Are you kidding?
Well, I tell you what was funny. I was leaving for setting up at the festival. It's like 4 a.m. We've broken down the stage, and I see this truck come barreling through the red light, and I'm like, did he not see the red light? How about he was actually dropping off the e-scooters? He barrels through the red light, pulls on the wrong side of the road to drop off the e-scooters.
Because
I saw.
wow. Wow.
I was like, so I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to disobey the traffic laws just to drop off the e-scooter.
Yeah.
No, that's. I'll tell you what, we're gonna have ourselves an interesting situation, because what happens now? Now you have scooters. Pretty soon they're going to be motorized chairs. So now you have motorized wheelchairs all over the sidewalks. People are going to start using those, and then what happens? People who were skinny are going to get bigger and bigger.
No, that's already happening.
Yeah.
And bigger and bigger and bigger. And then what? Everybody's health goes downhill.
Yeah.
So now,
And then they call the fire truck to come break them out the house.
well, please.
Oh, yeah.
No, I could tell you stories.
Yeah. And they're never on the first floor either.
Exactly.
Your poor back. Your poor back. You're going to need to see the chiropractor, and not because you were in a car wreck.
That's right.
No.
That's right. I go to my chiropractor once a week now, and he's like, well, what'd you do this week? How much did you lift this week? Well, I had a 460-pound person that I moved up 2 flights of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, that's all? I said, that was just one call. So it happens. It happens all the
One
time.
call, that was not all.
Well,
All right, but you guys, I was right there. I just want to see what's going to happen. All right, go ahead, Heather.
I was saying this weekend with Music Midtown, we had drunk people on scooters weaving in and out of traffic on 14th and on Piedmont. Yeah.
Hold on.
I just think that should be a police issue. That they should be
on a scooter.
It should be.
Driving under the influence.
Scooting under the influence.
Scooting. They should have a. There should be a law.
There should
Yeah.
be.
No,
There should be.
there probably already is. All right, guys, we're down to our last 3 minutes of the show. Thank you for playing fair in here with the proof of concept, the free for all. And sorry, you guys who were waiting in line. We'll get you in the next time. As a matter of fact, if you tune in to the 24th of this month, you'll have a chance to be the next top. Well, it's really not the next top anything, but you have a chance to get the job of host or co-host. So I want you guys to think. We're going to add a few features. One is the ability, Robin, to have the crowd vote and make comments under your profile. Okay? Heather, the voting will be a certain percentage of the score. Kat, you're going to keep score with Mr. Short.
Okay.
And we're going to have the interviews, and we're going to go through this, and we're going to make sure that there are many people watching and voting. There's going to be a press release. There's going to be a lot of things. So the press release, I'd like to go ahead and give you guys a plug for your in business. And the press release actually goes out to over 30,000 reporters, news organizations, and news desks. So no telling who's going to see it, who's going to grab it, who's going to republish it. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago, this particular platform was brought forward on Business Insider. All right. Kat, I want to thank you for joining me on the last edition, the fourth edition of Proof of Concept. Heather, thank you so much for coming on down. And Robin, I want to thank you especially for giving us the public service announcement about how people need to behave on these roads here in Atlanta. I do want to let you guys know that Driving with Idiots is going to start in Atlanta. Our next run is going to be in Miami, my hometown. So, and we're going to have Atlanta, Miami, New York, LA,
Yay,
Houston,
New York,
Oh,
and a
my
whole
hometown.
places that's going to have driving with idiots in their own town.
Very cool.
So I will need you guys' help to help those guys to get started. All right. Our time is up. It's 4 p.m. I hope we've given you some ideas of how you can use this platform to actually make some money. The first way, show off your product or service. The second way, you could literally have individual companies join you. I'm your host, Eric White. Thanks for joining with Proof of Concept. Stay tuned, 360automarket.com for the upcoming live events. Thank you, guys.
We'll see you.
A-Town down.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Yeah.